Good morning. My name is Dave Zimanatis, and this is your weekly safety message. Would it surprise many of you to know that we've already worked over 500,000 man-hours? Hard to believe considering this year just began. But that 500,000 man-hours are just the tip of the iceberg, as all of our groups are posed to do the most amount of work this year we've ever done. Now, the iceberg reference doesn't mean we have to crash like that famous boat. What it does mean is we need to identify the hazards that are lying just below the surface and make sure that we bring them up so that we can steer clear of that danger. One of those hazards that's been identified already this year is that our new construction workers, either new to the industry or new to McKinney's, are hurting themselves with tools. So what do? We need to take these workers when they first come on the job and give them a specific orientation for the hazards they're going to face on the job that day, that week, that month, and consistently do this. Train them on the proper use of the tool. Train them on the proper procedure when using the tool. But don't just do it with that worker. Bring the entire crew in. You may be training somebody that was never trained before, that's been in our industry for a while. But what you'll also do is empower the entire crew to do the right thing and to watch each other's backs. I was faced with a situation recently where my 19-year-old son was in a car accident. No one was seriously injured, thank goodness. But as I talked to him about all the things he could have done to avoid the accident, all the things we had covered over the years, it was clear to me that he didn't see the hazards that were there. Even though we had talked about the hazards and how to avoid them, what he was doing, he thought was the right thing. Slowing down a certain amount, moving over away from the accident. But it wasn't enough. But I realized through this conversation that it was me that was the problem. I had not clearly communicated to him what exactly should be done in that situation. Now, of course, we can't cover every situation we'll run into, but if we cover the basics, stopping the line, slowing down, things like that, will help keep our workers safe. So let's talk about slowing down. As we ramp up and have the busiest year ever and are approaching that iceberg, we need to slow our ship down and make sure we're identifying all the hazards. If we do this, we will be able to complete these projects with less people hurt, and that's the biggest goal. We're going to get the work done. The customer's going to get the product they need. But if we're sending people home, we're not doing what the customers asked us to do. We're not being that family company. So I implore you to please take the time with your new employees, whether they're new to McKinney's, whether they're new to the industry. Show them how to use the tools they have to use properly. It could be as simple as taking the owner's manual for that new tool and going over the precautions. You would be amazed at all the precautions that are written out in an owner's manual, things that you may know about and no one's ever thought about. That could be your safety talk for the week. Open the owner's manual, even on something as rudimentary as a hard hat, has proper use instructions. So please take the time with our newer employees because we're going to have a lot of them this year. With the work ramping up, we're going to hire more and more people. That's more and more people that have never worked here at McKinney's and don't understand how seriously we take safety. I thank you for all you do to help move safety forward and have a great week. Thanks.